In the context of the stock chart you provided for ACEN Corporation, the float percentage, displayed as float, 19.97%, refers to the proportion of a company's outstanding shares that are available for public trading. Here's a breakdown of what that means. Outstanding shares. This is the total number of shares of a company's stock that are currently held by all its shareholders, including institutional investors, insiders, and the general public. Restricted shares. These are shares that are typically held by company insiders, founders, executives, employees, or early investors, and are subject to restrictions that prevent them from being traded immediately. These shares might have lockup periods or other limitations. Float, public float. This is the number of shares that are readily available for trading by the general public on the open market. It's calculated by subtracting restricted shares from the total outstanding shares. So the float percentage is the float divided by the outstanding shares, multiplied by 100. What does a 19.97% float percentage for ACEN mean? It means that roughly 19.97% of ACEN Corporation's total outstanding shares are currently available for trading by the general public. The remaining approximately 80.03% are likely held by insiders or are restricted in some way. Why is the float percentage important? Liquidity. A higher float percentage generally indicates higher liquidity. More shares available for trading means it's easier for buyers and sellers to find each other, potentially leading to tighter bid-ask spreads and less price volatility. A lower float can sometimes lead to more volatile price swings because fewer shares are chasing demand. Price manipulation. Stocks with a very low float can be more susceptible to price manipulation because a smaller number of shares can be bought or sold to significantly impact the stock's price. Institutional ownership. A low float might suggest that a significant portion of the company is held by long-term strategic investors or insiders, which could be seen as a positive sign of confidence, but it also limits the supply for public trading. Availability for short selling. For short sellers, a low float can make it harder to borrow shares to short, potentially leading to short squeezes if the stock price rises. In the case of ACEN, with a 19.97% float, it suggests that a substantial portion of the company's shares are not actively traded on the open market. This is something traders and investors consider when evaluating the stock.